And I want to finish, I'm pretty sure I'm getting to the finish with the 60s from Peter Diamandis, because I think even though that's the oldest part of the presentation, it's still something worth reminding oneself that this is the journey that we're all in, if we like it or not. But things are digitized. We're confused because we see that at the beginning of an exponential curve, it's doubling of zeros and still feels like zeros. And there's a lot of frustration, but nothing is happening versus linear organizations keep on being successful. But then there's this hitting point where chaos comes in and the exponential organization disrupts the industry and no one understands what's happening and they blame them for not playing by the rules. But everything is different. Everything doesn't work anymore. And actually this slide here, this illustration of the slide is wrong because the linear growth doesn't continue like this. It drops down and might be an inverse exponential curve. Next thing is that things become cheaper. I shared that before about energy. Energy will be getting close to zero. But when you also look at computing power, the current iPhone, the computing power of the current iPhone is more computing power than 10 years ago the US president had in his complete budget. And then it's this dematerializing. As I said before, parking lots disappear, garages disappear, everything that's a flaw in the process will disappear. That's why our desks been turned so much smaller and a lot less stuff on the desk, because you can all put it in a device, because most of the time you don't need a fax machine 24/7, but it's 24/7 in your desk. So let's digitize it. And all the other things that you had on your table that you don't need most of the time, but they were consuming physical space all of the time, they disappeared. And dematerialization is also reasonably important because we're going to be 10 billion people and we don't even have the assets to provide everyone with everything in the amount it's been doing in the past. And then it will become available for everyone. So everyone can be part of being innovative. So everyone can be part of this two spaces field where consumers and people who develop come together. Already today, you can come up with any idea. If you don't have any budget, you will still be able to create a prototype in just a few days and share it with someone else. So that's already happening. This is no news, but I think it's always good to go back to these 60s and remind oneself that this is the journey.